What's going on, everybody? Welcome to G Mize World Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about the greatest quarterback ever in Tom Brady, who has just completed something that I don't think any other quarterback has done. Even with the Steelers, I know that the Steelers have 6, but it's not all with the same quarterback. So I think he's going to be the only quarterback with 6. So he's actually just made a lot of history. He should have probably had it already, but the Giants had something to say about that, and then the Eagles, obviously. But what we're going to talk about right now is a couple things. We're going to get to Tom Brady's greatness in a second. I'm going to first talk about the halftime show for Super Bowl 53. It was by far one of the worst Super Bowl halftime performances ever. It completely ruined my night. Big Boy is an absolute catastrophe. I didn't really enjoy the Maroon 5. Travis Scott was horrific. For some reason, it kept muting on my TV. I don't know if it was because he was so horrible and my TV was trying to save me for what he was doing. But overall, one of the worst halftime performances ever. I don't ever want to see any of those artists ever again. So the NFL actually helped me out a lot by having me watch that. My brain cannot comprehend what actually happened, and I hated everything else around me after the halftime show. So now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into some football. Throughout the first 3 quarters, we obviously all thought that a punter or a special team player was probably going to win the Super Bowl MVP. Throughout the game, obviously, you already know at some point Tom Brady's going to lead a drive. Sonny Michel did what he had to do, and then whoop, pop goes the weasel, and the weasel goes pop, and that's it. But let's talk about just the dream itself and how important it is to not ever give up on your dreams on a serious note, because you're talking about a 6th-round draft pick. People make fun of him. If you search on YouTube his combine run for his 40 time, people made fun of him. It was a disgusting situation where nobody, in my opinion, other than his dad, his mom, probably some of his family members, because we could all say that our family believes in us, but we all know honestly that everybody doesn't believe in us the same way. I don't think anyone believed in himself like Tom Brady did for what he was able to accomplish, because he's not a guy that was a high draft pick. See, when you look at greats like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, all these guys, whatever sport you're looking at, any kind of draft, these players are drafted highly. This guy, he's like this guy's a hidden gem someplace, bro, that just came out of nowhere. Regardless if you want to say it's the system, it doesn't matter. The dude has done stuff that nobody else has ever done. So you can make any kind of excuse to not accept it. You can say he cheated, Bill Belichick did this, Bill Belichick did that, whatever you want to do. But what this man has had to overcome, including with Deflategate, when he sat out for 4 games, came back, won the Super Bowl then, and remember, he got stripped. Was that, Graham stripped him at the end of the other Super Bowl that he was in with the Eagles that cost him that actual that Super Bowl. He's always been in the runnings to win it. So when you talk about greatness, I understand that he has losses. And this is another thing that kind of makes it weird with Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Because in my opinion, Jordan is going to be the GOAT of basketball. The 6-0 really helps a lot, but I think it was more of what he did for the game. LeBron James is changing the game in a different aspect because he's, they're more vocal. He's doing a lot for his community. He's more outspoken. So it just depends on how you view him and how you view athletes. But Joe Montana being 4-0, Tom Brady right now just got his 6th ring. I don't think it really matters that he has the 3 losses, because even in those losses, he did a lot to help his team win. It's not like he didn't do what he was supposed to do, other than him getting stripped in that last-minute, segment of that Super Bowl with the Eagles. He did everything he could, 500 and something yards, everything like that. The defense didn't play well. A lot of things transpired within that Super Bowl that cost the Eagles the game. It didn't all come down to that. We just expected Tom Brady to be clutch because he's Tom Brady. So when you look at the overall aspect, and I know you're probably going to say, yeah, bro, but this, but that, all these things that are happening. I just really have to let you guys understand this, because I'm not a Patriot fan. I actually wanted the Rams to win this. But you have to give respect to a person that refuses to believe that it's his time to leave. The dude is 41. We saw some horrific games for him throughout the season. Dudes was calling him spaghetti arms, linguine, all kinds of pasta, everything like that. But somehow, some way, this dude is throwing dots the next game after that. And it's kind of weird that you could look at a 41-year-old man that is able to be so elusive that he wasn't sacked at all up until the Super Bowl in the playoffs. Like, you got to really understand, his O linemen, none of them made the Pro Bowl. So either they're geniuses that went to Harvard, then to Yale, then went back to Harvard, and they're just that smart, or we're missing something. The missing piece is him. Because even with Garoppolo, I don't believe that they do all this. Because you have to understand, there is nothing in this life like experience. And a lot of you guys, whether you're old, young, and you're watching this podcast, you'll start to understand every day of your life, make it very important for you to learn something, whatever it is, because every day we should actually try to figure something out and learn something that we otherwise didn't know. You know, try to investigate something that we don't know all the facts about. Try to learn something, because that's what it's about. And that's what Tom Brady is proving, that with experience, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, the NFL is a little bit lax on their rules. You can't really hit people. A lot of things like that happen, but it's no excuse. This is a 41-year-old man out there doing whatever he wants. When you realistically look at it, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, yo, bro, somebody needs to hit this guy one time, and he should never be able to throw the football again. But you can't get to him. And if you are going to get to him, he knows what to do. He knows the play. They tricked him in the first quarter. He thought it was zone. It was man. It was a tip pick, stuff like that. He understands it though. Regardless of what you're doing, it's like, you know, Wade Phillips has always been the kryptonite, but somehow, some way, how are you letting this man beat you? He's so old. He's so this. He's so that. How is this man beating you? It's his will to win. And I go back to letting everybody understand. You could say, oh, yeah, everybody's riding Tom Brady, whatever like that. Nobody gets the credit when whatever. It's not about that, guys. People have to start to understand. In the NFL, when you lose a quarterback that's a franchise quarterback, what happens to the team? You could lose so many other positions. Look at Dan Marino and the Dolphins. Like, when you lose a quarterback, it sets you back years, bro. So the quarterback position is so important. And to be playing at this level, at this age, is nothing, bro, it's nothing short of spectacular. It honestly just isn't. And again, when I look at it, I'm trying to analyze it in my mind, like, you really can cut, like this dude, just put it like this. Say Drew Bledsoe never gets injured. Do we ever see this? Probably not. Because I don't believe, you know, that's the one thing that I disagree with a lot of these sports pundits with, is like they say that no matter where he went, he would have been Tom Brady. I don't believe that. I think he needed Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick needed Tom Brady. Because, you know, Bill Belichick had those issues with the Browns. Obviously, he helped to win the Super Bowl with the Giants, but they both had their issues. I think that both of them together made a solid unit. And that's just how life works. Sometimes you come across people that together you make something that nobody else could ever do. And I think that these two together, Belichick and Tom Brady, I know it's like a war with the rings. You really need this guy. You couldn't do it without this guy. I think together they're unstoppable. Because no matter what's happened with them two together for their timeline, it's been, bro, they have been hell for anyone that has been able to even come across their paths. Even when he lost in his championship games, whatever, he lost the 3 Super Bowls, it still wasn't something where it's like, you know, Tom Brady's washed up. Regardless of it, he just lost. He's always shown you that vigor, that type of excitement. His teammates love him. Bro, I don't understand. People are going to hate him because he's a winner. I can't do that. I can't hate somebody because they're a winner. I'm not a Patriot fan. I'm not a Tom Brady fan. But I respect greatness and people that perform at the highest level. And I got to tip my cap, bro. Like, what am I going to say? I outright said that they shouldn't be able to win this game because the Rams had his kryptonite would be able to push the pocket. You know, you got Ndamukong Suh, you got Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year, you got all that stuff. But then nobody wants to cover, Edelman. And Jared Goff is too young to compete against a great mind like Belichick. It's a joke. So obviously we should have all known that the Patriots are going to win, you know, from the get-go. But we all want to believe that it's something that it's not. Not to mention that Todd Gurley, he probably really is hurt. But whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. At this point, Tom Brady has 6 rings. He is the greatest quarterback to ever play in the National Football League. It's point blank, period. You can continue to hate on him. You can do whatever you want. But the stats don't lie. And what he's been able to do and accomplish with nobody even imagining what he would have become, it's nothing short of, like, I don't know what to say. It's exceptional. What can we say? From running a 40 time like what he did, looking ridiculous, to being married to Giselle and everything that he has right now, and you guys still want to hate? All right, be my guest, bro. It is what it is. There's nothing else I could say to you. But I just want to leave you with this. When all the chips are down and nobody else believes in you, the only person that matters is you. Always remember that. Believe in yourself more than anybody else, and success awaits. Until next time, one love.